Well, welcome back to The Buzz with Bernadette for 2025. I'm really excited because not only today am I going to introduce my first guest for 2025, but I'm going to be introducing them and you to my new podcast studio. I am very excited. It's taken me what seems like forever to get here, so here we are. Let's get started. So today we're joined by the absolutely fantastic Emma Krause, the hilarious mind behind Fringe World's best WA comedy winner, 40 Plus Fabulous, and the familiar face you might recognise as Sue Finley from those Oz Lotto ads. Emma's back at Fringe World with her new show, Finding Confidence, where she's been spilling all the tea about her journey from being terrified of public speaking at 40, relatable, to becoming one of Perth's most engaging comedians. And I can't wait to dive into her story of how she's been helping women everywhere find their inner sparkle. So stay tuned. Let's get started. Here we go. Yes. Well, welcome to The Buzz with Bernadette. I'm here today with Emma Krause.
Hi, Bernadette. It's great to be here.
Thank
I love
you.
the setup.
And I've said your name properly, Emma Krause.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
It's not Sue Finley.
No.
Finlay.
No.
Excellent. I want to get started straight away with just, public speaking. You've mentioned before, that there's a fear of public speaking. So can you take us through your first stand-up experience? Yeah.
I just had a...
Where were the nerves at?
I felt sick. I remember it was a gong show and I toyed with the idea for as long as I can remember. I saw an ad and it said something like, do you want to come and do 3 minutes? And if you don't make it, you'll get gonged off. And I just was like, well, this is how you start, I guess. And then I registered and then I got a text saying, do you want to come along? And I was like, I remember I was at school, I was doing a day's relief and I just went, yes. Yeah. And I hit send and I just felt sick. I just felt so sick. Yeah. So sick.
But you took the plunge.
I did. And then I was like a week before and I was sick. That was a week before. Obviously just thinking about what was going to go
What
wrong.
did I do?
Yeah.
Why did I do this?
Is this going to be?
And then it comes to the moment where you're getting on stage and you're thinking were you trying to reason to yourself like, you know what, 3 minutes, not that long?
I wish. I wasn't even there. It was just terror. My legs were like jelly and I was like, how are these legs actually going to walk? That was all I cared about, was being able to walk and hold the microphone.
Yeah.
And just get through it. I wasn't even thinking about being funny. I was that scared. Yeah. I felt sick. But then at the end of it, I felt so good.
Yeah, you feel really empowered. Yeah. Did you get gonged or you made it?
I didn't. I think John McAllister was there. I think he felt sorry for me. I don't know. But it was great to be on the other side of it.
Yeah.
So good to be on the other side of it. That was all I cared about, was just doing it.
So what was your turning point that made you face your fear of public speaking, or you just sort of just bit the bullet and went, no, this is what I want to do?
I will back up because that was the moment that I signed up. But prior to that, I had always toyed with the idea but never really admitted it to myself or anyone else. So to me, and to everyone else, I just wanted to go to Toastmasters to learn public speaking.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Have you heard of?
No.
Okay, it's like an organisation where they just help you. It's like a worldwide organisation. Just helps people become more confident speaking in front of people. It's a not for profit. They might if you want to deliver a wedding speech or just be better in an interview. So many people that need that, and it's just a matter of getting up each week. You just have a small part in the meeting. So I did that for 12 months, and even still, first time I did that, it was in front of 5 people. They were about 85, and I still had.
But don't you think? I feel like it's more stressful to appear in front of 5 people. Than it is 500.
In front of a crowd.
Yeah.
'Cause it's more personable, Maybe that's what it was.
I feel like, 5 people, I'll be able to hear what they're thinking, hear what they're saying.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll be able to look at them looking at each other,
True.
500, it's just a blur. I won't be able to see, so it'll be okay.
That's true.
So that's what I think. So, so did you do, is it Toastmasters before or after?
I did it for about 12 months before.
Before?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just to get used to that.
So even having done all that, then you were still scared about the gong. Okay.
Because then there was the added element of being judged on how funny you are.
Yeah. Well, you're inspirational now to me, because I'm thinking, wow, like if you've come this far.
A long way.
Yeah.
I remember a long time ago, I had to get up on stage because I'm a teacher and deliver a message on behalf of the PNC to tell them that we want recipes coming in for the recipe book. And I couldn't hold the microphone.
Oh, really? Yeah. And then you think everyone can see my hand.
I had this. One of the kids goes, "Mrs. Krause, are you okay?" Yeah, it was the worst. It was a train set.
Everyone reacts in a different way. Like some people, all their body shakes. Some people's legs just shake. Some people's lips quiver.
Yeah.
And it's the worst when it's something that's physical that other people can see.
Yes.
Because you can't control that. If it's just an inner feeling, you can just go, yeah, we'll just fake it till we make it. But it's really hard.
It is.
So we'll back it up a little bit more. So your profession before, like you are a teacher, or you were a teacher?
Yeah, I was a teacher, and every now and then I still do a bit of relief teaching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, and that is a job. That's a profession where you're always in front of people talking.
Yeah, true.
So,
but I wasn't able to separate the two. Like I wasn't able to gain that. Yeah, because a lot of people said that you should be fine. And
whether it's like an assembly or in front of the other teachers or parent-teacher meetings or something like.
You would think I would be.
You'd think. That's okay. So obviously I know you from the Oz Lotto.
Oh, yes.
Talk us through, like, how did you get that and how did it change, where you are today?
I got a message just saying we've got an opportunity you might be interested in, and to be honest, I didn't think much of it. I just thought it was I just thought it'd be someone with a mobile camera. I didn't think, and then it wasn't Lottery West. It was an advertising agency who were going to pitch Lottery West for the ad. So I arrived on this street. It was in Wembley, and there was trucks and cameras and people and sound guys and a costume lady and a hair lady and makeup, and I was like,
this is bigger than I thought. Oh no!
I just was like, what? Who do they think? And I walked in, and there was all these costumes in her things for me to try on. And once I spoke to the creative director and I said, I don't think you've got the right person here. But then he put me at ease. He said, no, just be yourself. It'll be fine. And I think he was very good at what he did, because he brought that part of me that was just silly and fun. And I think when you're stressed, you're never going to do something like that well. You have to learn to relax. Since I've learned exercises that you can do, just visualize all of that.
Please share.
Put yourself in a better state. But I think when I was there, it was partly that, but it was also partly just having a laugh with the makeup lady and having fun, getting dressed up. And as soon as the wig went on, just became a different, that was it. And then I had the high heels, so it was so different to who I was. I just started mucking around like I would have when I was a kid. Do you know when you used to dress up, used to put the hand,
I'm a lady. That's amazing. So do you think, obviously costumes or glasses or wigs, stuff like that maybe
that really
help you get out of your own body and into another character?
And into another character. And now when I just get like, I can just turn it on now because I can just, it's Tuesday. She's there. She's there. I know who she is.
Yeah, that's so good. Yeah, how has it changed, like, where you move? Like how long ago did you do that, and how did it change you moving forward, like in your career?
Yeah, that was really big. That pitch that we filmed, the agency went on to approach Lottery West with it, and they said, "Why don't you walk on in?" During the pitch, it was like this board meeting. It was so serious, and then I just and I just sat on the boss from Lottery West and introduced me to your friends. But I was like, you guys are trusting me with something so important, and that I took that quite seriously. I really wanted to do a good job for them, and then you put pressure on yourself, don't you? So then you need to get beyond. No, that kind of pressure is not helpful. Those feelings and that you just have to get back to fun, light, because when I am that person, I know I can be that, but when I am, have all the stress in the world on me, but once the ad went through, then it was, then I think a lot of people last year came to my show because they wanted to see the Lottery West lady. It really helps that element of it.
That's what I was going to say. Have you ever thought of her being a character within herself? appearing at Fringe, etc.
I would love that, but lottery, because it's a Lottery West, it's very much their property.
Yes,
I would love to do something with her, but that's something
might be inspiration. You could maybe invent a different
I would love to do different
that's over the top and different with different costumes. So let's talk about your comedy show, 40 plus fabulous.
I don't even know myself. People say, is it 40 and fabulous or 40 plus? I'm like, I don't actually know.
So it's obviously resonating with mainly just all women audiences. Women.
Yeah. It's just that message of we've just got so much coming at us as even as a young girl. Do you know who we've got to be? We've got to be Cinderella, don't we?
Yeah.
We have to look beautiful.
Exactly.
We have to clean up after everyone.
Yes. Get the dinner.
The Seven Dwarfs. That's all she did was cook and clean. That's what we learned.
That's right. Exactly.
Kind of that messaging didn't stop, because then it was Dolly, then it was Cleo, and
I know.
you've got to sizzle for a boy, and you have to do this, and you've got to climb the career ladder.
Oh, you've got to be looking amazing while doing it as well.
And
you
be
know,
happy and grateful and tone your ass and everything. I feel like there's so much coming out of women, and when we look to the examples in the world, they're all killing it. We look at all the influencers and we're like, how do you do it? I'm not clean.
Yeah, that's right.
And it was inspired by those feelings, because that was what my comedy style was I'm not actually really killing it.
Let's be honest.
And so many women would say, oh my God, me too. And it was just this relatable sort of thing that was a lot of fun. Yeah. And
it must be quite like a good place for you to get things off your chest as well. Place. And for the women that are watching the show as well to just go, yes, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You know, or if they've brought their partner, like, see what I have to do.
Like, so many women said, I need to bring my partner back. Yeah. Because the men all think it's just their wife whinging. And it's like, no, we all feel this way and you don't realise.
It's not just their wife whinging.
It is
we
not.
all feel that way.
This way.
And it's not right. And we don't have to cook and clean.
Exactly.
But you get to a certain age and you're like, you know what? I don't really want to do this anymore.
Yeah, you don't. Although consciously you say it, don't you? You say, I'm not. And then you're like, oh,
and then you're like, I better sweep that up before it gets worse.
I know. It's just inbuilt in a woman.
So, and did I read you offer confidence boosting workshops?
Yeah, I'm doing a show also called Finding Confidence, and that's purely because at the end of the show that I just did, 40 and Fabulous, and then I toured that show and I met so many women who I would speak to after the show, and I'd tell them about my journey, about not being, and they're like, me too, I feel like that, and I've got this thing and that thing that I want to try, but I don't have the confidence. And I was like, you don't get it. Because they thought that I was confident, and I'm like, no. And they're like, you look so confident. And I'm like, I've learned how to navigate that. And they're like, how? And then I'd be telling them all the things that I did. And then I thought, well, why don't I just gather all this and do it? Because I feel really passionate about that. And a woman, because she does put everyone else first, everyone else's needs first. Sometimes gets to a point in her life where she goes, well, what is there for me? Making me happy, giving back to me. And so that I've met quite a lot of women who are just they're not even big things. They're just doing little things
little things
want to kind of bring back into their life because they like doing them.
Exactly. And then you find that you've now sort of built a little community of like-minded women, which is
and
great.
So quite a few actually are coming to the show just going, I just had to get out, and they've come by themselves, and I'm like, that's so good.
That's so good. Yeah. And that is something that is good for your confidence too, because you end up being a little bit wary at first, but then you always leave having the best night, or having to talk to someone you never would have talked to.
They all said that. And they all said, I'm so glad that I came out.
Good.
And a couple of them I introduced because I knew they told me, and I'm like, well, meet so-and-so. You know, I actually want to put ladies' nights together where
almost like a matchmaking for friends, you know.
But then also have women telling about their stories, because I've met so many women with incredible stories. I met a lady who was in an arranged marriage. I met a lady who was traveling around Australia, and her husband actually died in a tent. And just navigating so many stories that I just thought if we had a night where we get women together and we hear
and just all go in a
stories,
conversation. That's why I do what I do, because everyone's got a story, and you would never know unless you just open it up for a good chat. So I love that, and I think that would go down really well.
Yeah.
You know, plus, I mean, if you've already got that community, why not?
Yeah. Well, I'm
It's
in the pipe. I've
fabulous.
got things in the pipeline actually. So we'll be in touch.
Yes, absolutely. Yes,
Yeah.
please do. So, yeah, so from being afraid of public speaking to winning Best Comedy at Fringe 2024. How does this happen? And what would you tell your younger self now?
I would have just never put the filter on.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
I was always that kid. I was always the one blowing a raspberry at the family photo, you know, making the farting noise at school. I just loved people's lightness and people laughing, but I was always taught that's not what a good girl does.
Yeah,
and
be quiet.
So then I followed the script that we all do, and now I'm trying to get back to her, and it's a journey of going back. But if that stuff, that junk, I just think I'd be so much freer, so much. But I would do that, and just kind of. Just do it.
Isn't it amazing? You know, you think that you started as a blank canvas and it was actually already perfect.
Yeah.
But then you listen to people and, you know, and you change a little bit with time. And then now we come full circle and we're fighting to get back to the young. Exactly. Because we didn't care.
Yeah.
You know.
And she knew.
Yeah, she knew.
Version of us knew. And
so trust in yourself, believe who you are inside, and let that out. You know, and do what makes you happy.
I'm in my show, I talk about a quote that I love from Elizabeth Gilbert, and she talks about her friend who did all these interviews to all these really highly successful women, and her friend was interviewing them to try to find out what it was that separated them. And, you know, they spoke about all the things that you would think, like working hard, discipline, networking, all of that. And then she said every single one of them at some stage of the interview turned the recording device on and leant into her friend and say, but do you want to know what really happened? I heard a voice. A voice came from within me and just said, do this. And it was something that was just, what? No. Wow. Like, I've just moved here. You're telling me to move to, I don't know, another part. Or become this or that. They all said that they heard the voice and they followed the voice. They trusted it. And I think especially for a woman, that's the journey is because we're so busy, we don't really get a chance to even connect or hear
or have that voice. Silence to hear the voice.
Exactly. I know everything's so noisy.
Yeah, that's right.
But I think you know, that's all the people I know have said. I just trust myself.
That is exactly something that we need to think about. So your dog Molly appeared in the Oz Lotto ads with you. Did having her there like sort of relax you and help you with your confidence?
Well, it didn't relax me at all because she's not trained at all. And to the point, like, I just had a bag of snacks next to me and she got clever. Like she worked out if I jump off, I'm going to get a snack. Because I need to jump. And then she stopped she wasn't hungry and I was a little bit awkward. So it was good because it got my mind off. It was just, I didn't even get to think really about the script or anything. It was, you know, the nerves went away because I was so worried about Molly.
Yes, they're like, focus is on something else.
There were so many people like talking and then they'd line the cameras up. Let's get the lights. And I was like, let's get Molly.
And that's one thing people don't realize. I think it's just you and the guy you're doing it, and then maybe just a cameraman.
No, so bad. There was a time when I put the snacks on the table in front of me and she launched herself off and she just jumped on the table. She's so feral. And I was so embarrassed, but they were like, no, this is great. And they started filming her. Like,
because you sort of like think, they're going to regret having her on.
I know. But it worked out. Yeah, it worked. They were really good. They just said, look, if she's there, she's there. If not, then don't worry. So you might see some of the shots. She's not there.
What was your most like memorable time of becoming Sue Finlay? And so what was your most memorable time? Like, was it like when you felt like actually her or was there a funny moment that happened in the filming besides Molly?
Well, the guy that I spoke to, the one I said when I came in and I just said, I'm not the person for this. I think he was the creative director. He was very good at getting what he wanted out of someone and he quickly learned, I realized this, he quickly learned, okay, Emma just needs a boost. So he kept telling me how much everyone out there was laughing and he kept saying, he kept reinforcing, he realized that I needed that. And as soon as I got that, because I was really worried that I was wasting people's time and all of that. He actually took me in the back room and we had no, it wasn't anything like that.
No. You know, you got to do
there was
it.
other people there. But he just said, I just want a bit of audio. I just want you to riff for 3 minutes. You're just Sue. Just tell me about your life. And he didn't let me think about it. He goes, it's going to be amazing. And he goes, go. And that was so much fun. And then we got on the couch and he said, do the same thing. And then I was like, I don't know. That was the time when the best things that was when the bit about the gutters and the roofing and the neighbours and all of that. And then we started writing that into the script because we were all killing ourselves laughing. And I've never really experienced that. Someone having so much trust in my voice, in my, it meant a lot.
Yeah, that's good.
Like that. Someone would trust you that much.
Your opinion, your input as well. Yeah. And who came up with the lottery?
Like they'd already done that. Yeah, I think that was him. Yeah.
That's so fantastic.
Yeah, it was so good. It was great. I couldn't believe that I was lucky enough to do it.
It's going to be like just an iconic. Yeah. Like, you know, that character is going to be like Kath and Kim.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you could pick one celebrity to play you in a movie, who do you think it would be?
Good
maybe
question.
Not a celebrity, maybe a celebrity. It's a tricky one, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've got a string of about 5 people ready to go for mine, but
I don't know why. Out of left field, Meg Ryan came to mind, but I thought I don't know. That's a really good, interesting question. I do love Meg Ryan.
That's okay. We can come back to that one. Meg Ryan's good. Yeah. It's just one of my things I always think about. Look, I would have so many. I'd have Selma Hayek, Penelope Cruz.
Yes.
Just to name a few. Yeah. I'd get those out of the way first. So, like, you've got a show after you leave here today.
Yeah.
What do you do to, like, pump yourself up?
That's a really good question. I actually work with a coach who just, when you take everything away, she just said, Emma, the heart always wins. If you can just open up your heart and be yourself. And rather than, the pumping up or like sometimes I do that. Sometimes I'll listen to a good song. But she said, at the end of the day, you're there to bring lightness and love to these people and to lift their spirits, and you can only do that with an open heart. And when you really open yourself up and you kind of that's what I have been doing lately. It's just remembering that I'm enough and that myself, my most authentic self, is enough, and
100%
to be that.
And after a show, do you feel like energized or do you feel a little drained, or are you still on a high?
After a comedy show, I'm really excited and I'm pumped, and we're all kind of but this one's quite different, and it's quite I love getting the feedback and hearing what people got from it and the sorts of things that they want to do. So this one's really different.
I will be coming to see next week. So
good.
I'm
excited.
Very excited. I know. I really because I'm thinking it's not going to be your typical comedy show.
It's quite different. I guess it's a journey into the things that I did, some of the things that I learned, and then just having people try to figure out what the thing is that they'd like to do, and how they might be able to achieve that.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
And if you had to work with another comedian, like if you had a duo kind of act, do you have anyone that you aspire to, look up to in the comedy world that you would love to work with?
Do you know, there is a lady, and she's not that well known. Her name's Mary Ellen Hooper, and she is American, and I don't know, there's just something about her. I've always loved her sarcasm, and she's got that really sarcastic edge. Yeah, probably her, I think. I don't know. I've always loved Michael McIntyre as well. I don't know. He makes me laugh when I look at him.
He says nothing and he just makes you laugh. He's starting on a good note.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, I'm going to ask you a little fun question.
Okay.
And then I'm going to let you plug your show.
Yep.
And so I would like to know, after a good night out, what's your go-to karaoke song?
Wow, that's a really good question. You've really put me on the spot.
Look, there's lots. There's lots.
Karaoke's like a drug. You're like, no. Oh my God, give me that microphone.
And then you never get off them. I've been a karaoke queen since I can't even tell you how long. There's too many songs.
Oh, God, there are too many songs.
You know, are you going to do like a bit of Tina Rayner, a bit of Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey? We're going down the divas, or we're going to
I think
rock?
it's going to be a fun song, maybe like a Pat Benatar, All Fired Up.
Like, I don't know, Finger Boys or something like that.
Maybe All Fired Up, or I don't know.
All
what about,
Fired Up?
Yeah, I do like that song.
You could come out to you could come out to that song for your show.
Yeah, the song that I come out to is Young Hearts.
Oh,
yeah, and that's another good one that I like.
Oh my God, I love that
There's
song.
so many songs.
I love that song.
Oh my God,
That's
I can't
the
believe
best.
that I have to choose one. I couldn't say. I was listening to One Night in Bangkok on the way here, and that got me going.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yes. Oh my gosh.
There's too many though. I'm not sure.
So tonight you're playing at the Balmoral.
Yeah.
And then what are the other places in Perth we can find you?
So Finding Confidence tonight at the Balmoral, and then on Thursday, the 23rd, I'm at Rockingham doing 40 and Fabulous. Kalamunda is 40 and Fabulous. That's Friday. And then I'm at the Pleasure Garden in a tent called The Parlour for 8 nights until the 2nd of Feb doing 40 and Fabulous.
Yes.
And then a couple of shows spotted around there at the Wembley and
that's
also
where
at
I'm
the
gonna
Kalamunda.
see.
That's the Finding Confidence show. If you just head to fringe.com.au and if you just type in Emma Krause in the search, both shows will come up so you can find
so
them
good.
there.
Yes, we look forward to seeing you.
Great.
I look forward to seeing you. And it's been so nice to chat.
Thank you so much. I
Hey,
absolutely love your
you're a
setup.
legend.
And
Thank
I love all
you.
the pink. Thank you.
You're the first one here.
I'm so glad.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.